gotta do is I'll check it out myself, but my best advice usually comes from like my family or whoever. Like, tell me the truth. Didn't know too much until I looked her up. When they asked me to do this painting, I had to look her up, and she did a lot. So after I read and learned her whole biography, I just wanted to do it. This is the second like memorial I've done, portrait, and the first one was really good too. So this is the biggest mural so far, biggest portrait, and we got it started about Friday night and finished up Monday afternoon. So 3 days in total. Had to give me a break in there with all this heat going on. It's just too much sometimes. Had my umbrella up there and gave me some good shade, but you gotta jump in the pool and get yourself a cold one.
She would always have a little sip of wine or cream de mint or tequila. That was her mouthwash. She would say, "Let's vamonos." And I said one time, "But Eva, you didn't get your shoes on." And she died laughing. We were on our way to a private dinner at the museum with the board of directors, and Eva just laughed. She goes, "I promise you, Howard Taylor will let me in the museum, even if I go barefooted. But go get my shoes and let's vamonos." I can go forever and tell you stories because this lady here is just such a philanthropist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gigi Perez-Langley, the Director of Art and Uncommon Places.
My name is Julie Raymond. I'm President of Art and Uncommon Places. Art and Uncommon Places is a nonprofit that donates outdoor public pieces of art to the city of San Angelo. Eva Tucker was one of the first grants that we got, and that's what created us, getting us rolling as a nonprofit, Art and Uncommon Places. And we took that $5,000 and created $250,000 worth of art that we donated to the city, and that's the mosaics along the river. And so we have a big heart for Eva, and I wanted this mural for a long time. And we have a great artist by the name of Jay Bates with his friend Ink that helped him create this beautiful piece in memory of her.
I've been in San Angelo for a little over 7 years, and as I've drove around and understood what this community is about, I've seen a lot of names of mention of Eva Camunez Tucker. I've wondered who she is and what she does for this community. We see that there's a building at Central. We see there's a foundation under her name, but what this mural does is gives people a face for the name that we all recognize as Eva Tucker.
Hi, it's Jay Bates, and we're painting Eva Camunez Tucker here in San Angelo, Texas. Since high school, painting on stuff. Used to run around here all the time. I always started using spray paint just off of graffiti. Got a graffiti background, I guess. Like letters a lot and characters. So spray paint was always there, a little hip hop and everything growing up. I went to Houston, came back, and my buddy Inks, me and him have been painting here and there, everywhere for the last about 15 years. Known that dude, he's really showed me a lot. That's about the only other muralist you're gonna find in Texas that I like. So I had to get him to help me out, and he got these roses going on here for us. And I just picked what I wanted, told him what I wanted, and he's getting down. We had a really old photo that was pretty blurry and no detail to it at all. I redrew it, got some detail on there, and came up with something that I was happy with, and I don't know, everybody likes it so far. We'll see how the community accepts it.
We chose this photo because it showed so much life, and I just think it gives the spark of who she was, because she was in the forefront on so many things. Everybody kind of remembers an older photo of her, but I think she'd be kind of tickled that we did this.
I don't really care for being like notarized or people remembering me, but it feels good to paint her because she is part of the city, and people are going to learn about her and what she did, and just to do something for the community and give back feels good too, because I know people are going to see it and still know that I painted it. So that's pretty cool. And really, I just wanted to paint it. I don't know.
Hi, I'm Terry McKeska, Very dear friend of the Eva Camunez Tucker, also longtime caretaker of Eva for 23 years here in San Angelo. You know, Eva lived back in the days where she used to tell me, you know, there were signs on water fountains, even signs on certain restaurants that may say no blacks or no Mexicans allowed. And so those were the days that she lived. You know, her legacy lives on, and I see that smile, that she's smiling because she would be very happy right now. She married Art Tucker. Art Tucker was in the refinery business, oil refinery. And so they had a refinery in Lueders, Texas, which is outside Abilene. Of course, he worked all the time. Eva was a wonderful Catholic. She'd talk about how she'd come to Mass and then going back to Lueders, Texas, well, she may stop at a little beer joint and have a draft beer or something. And then she said she had Vámonos home. Her husband, Art Tucker, as he was not doing well and was not gonna make it, he told her, you know, Eva, you know, spend the money wisely and do the most good for the most people. And that's exactly what she did. You know, Miss Tucker, I would take care of her, and she would send me all over town, you know, when I first met her, always delivering things all the time, taking envelopes all over town. I thought, man, this lady writes a lot. She sure has nice stationery, but she writes a lot. And she lives here on the north part of town and loves her chickens. And but I would deliver these, you know, I never really knew, but I mean, she'd send me to Boys Ranch and Symphony Office and Museum and Home for the Girls and the shelter and just different places. And yeah, I never really knew at the time what I was delivering until later I realized she was a very giving person in this community. It wasn't letters I was delivering, it was donations, it was checks. When I see her, it's almost like she's not gone. It's like she's still here. When she passed, well, it was actually way before she passed, she set up a foundation. And she also put me on the board of that foundation, and she had some of her very, very dear friends. It was a very small board. And she said, this is going to be my legacy. And this foundation, of course, you can read about it. It's just simply evatucker.com. It's just one page. But she said, I want to have this foundation. Just like Eva, we're doing what she did back then. We're continuing to do every year now on distribution and just doing exactly what she wanted. So we're very pleased and honored. Really a huge honor to, Eva would be so happy. She's watching down on us now, and but she would be very happy and just honor Miss Tucker.